the only person in the wall of stands. If you want to be added to the wall of stands, make sure you become #1 fan and you will be added just like Danielle. Danielle. Is it Danielle or Daniel? I feel like it's Danielle. Anyways, thank you, Sean. Yes, Sean. Yes. Yes, Sean. Bitch. And Cass. Okay, we have Cass. Sean. And Danny L, bitch. Thank y'all. I love you so much. Okay, so the first thing, this class is about, what's this class called? Critical analysis of new media. So essentially this course that I'm taking talks about analyzing the media that we are surrounding ourselves with every day. So like technology, how we think about it, because like we have like phones and social media and all these things, but we have to critically analyze them and think about why we use them, how they affect our environment, etc., etc. Thank you, Melanie. Yes, bitch. Melanie came to play today. Yes. Yes, Mel. Love you. I love these markers, y'all. Like, talk about a glow up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, let's see, which one I feel more confident about. Okay, let's talk about race and technology and new media. So, okay, so Joey, is it Joey? Joey, one sec. Oh, Joy Buolamoloni, Joey B, we're gonna call her Joey B. She talks about the coded gaze. So the code, not gaze like me, the coded gaze, like a gaze. So the coded gaze is essentially when people, since most of the people that create algorithms and online and like technology, like programs and things like that, since there's no diversity in these like companies, that creates a coded gaze, which means that there's an algorithmic bias where like in all of these algorithms, which explains why some phones, like for example, there was a PlayStation camera that failed to detect people of color, but they would detect white people. So that's because the people that created it were only focusing on white people. So that's an issue. That's a coded gaze. You know what I'm saying? You know how, like, imagine if like Instagram filters didn't really capture everyone, they only captured certain types of people. That's an issue that's created because there's no diversity in these places that create, I don't know, like in these like tech corporations. I think it would be the tech corporation. Pretty messed up. So Joy talks about the Algorithmic Justice League, which is just a group of people, I have it written here, a group of diverse coding professionals that work to enable algorithmic accuracy that represents all people, not just a group of people, not just the whites. So we are here to promote diversity, y'all. Do y'all understand that? Hey Julia, what's up? Hey everyone, what's up? Okay, so that's the coded gaze, essentially. I didn't read that, so I'm reading it if I made it was correct. Yeah, it's really an algorithmic bias that fails to correctly identify and represent diverse groups of people fairly. So because of this, you get exclusionary technologies, which is like technologies that cannot be experimented by all groups of people, just certain groups of people. Thank you, Aisha. I love you. You're the best. Y'all, Aisha has replaced #1. Y'all, thank you. Make sure y'all send your free spins. Send your love, send your boss, send your everything. Love you. Okay. Additionally, they talk about encoding algorithmic justice league. So it's just like creating things with a diverse group of mind in mind when you're creating. Like if anyone here is ever creating something, just think about everyone in the world, not just the people that are like you. Okay, because if you just think about the people that are like you, you're excluding everyone else that surrounds you, so they won't be able to enjoy whatever it is that you're creating. Could be a book, could be a song, could be a technology thing. So just think about that. Be inclusive. Then Baraka, he's an author, and he wrote this thing that talks about how nothing has to function the way it currently does. So again, it talks about how white people came to how white people essentially affected the way everyone works. So now so now I feel like he says that all cultures should just become inventors rather than just play with the inventions of the whites. So essentially what he says is that we as everyone should just aim to create based on their own cultural experiences and cultures in general, and they shouldn't base themselves on what the whites have already created, because that's kind of the whites create a margin around what you can create, when in reality, if you step out of that margin, bitch, you can create anything you want. There's no these little squares that block you from doing things. They shouldn't be there. Okay. Are you all with me? Comment one if you're all with me. So he talks about that. Let's see what the card says. I love that reading because I got to call out the whites. Amazing. Essentially, yes, Mr. Argo. Thank you. Okay. Then we also talked about the white flight and homophily. So it's essentially when people gather themselves around with people that have something in common with themselves. And this can be broken if the people in power or privilege decide to break the homophily and include everyone around themselves, so not just the whites. So that's kind of the responsibility of the people that are privileged. They have to be the ones to break homophily. Hey, Heart of Filet, what's up? Feel it. I always say filet. I don't know why. Essentially, also, all creations have biases from the inventor. So all creations, even laptops, blah, 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 they all have biases from whoever invented them. So as an inventor, creator, you have to create with a human in mind, not a user, because a user just makes it something that you do, something that it's based on you. A human is just based around everyone. Okay. So yeah, that's the first part, the first section around race and new media. Very important. Any questions? Hey, Vishali, what's up? I love how you do this. I don't like that you call out all the whites by saying whites. Are you saying all that all whites is are good? No, I'm just saying it's just a generalization right now. I'm not saying all whites do this, but essentially, people of color don't have to restrain themselves from anything that the whites have invented already. And this author is pushing people of color to become creators rather than just experience what the whites have created. That's essentially what the author is talking about. So yeah, I do come in class and learn never makes sense, but when Mr. R explains it makes it a little shit. Oh, thank you for the likes. Where is he? He's at the gym right now. Because he already studied. I was procrastinating earlier. Okay, let's move on to labor. The Mechanical Turk. Mechanical Turk is when humans conduct tasks that everyone else thinks that they are done by machines, but in reality they're done by humans. For example, the YouTube algorithm that defines what is ad friendly and what is not ad friendly, in reality, it's not machines that get to say yes, no, yes, no. It's literally a huge corporation of underpaid people in like a third world country that YouTube hired because it was cheaper for them. It's so bad for them. They get to see so many things that they don't want to see. It's so unfair. Really bad working hours, really bad working terms. They get really bad paid, but everyone else thinks it's just machines. But then corporations like YouTube, Google, blah, 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 they just do it because it's cheaper and easier for them, and they don't have to deal with like the responsibility of moderating. So yeah, pretty messed up. Also, we're 10 likes away from 3,000 likes, y'all. So yeah, that's the Mechanical Turk. When humans conduct work we think is done by automated bots, but in reality it's done by humans. Taylorism. Like Taylor Swift, bitch? Taylorism breaks the complex. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's Taylorism is when you break complex jobs and turn it into simpler jobs in order to get the tasks done more efficiently. For example, when there's like assembly lines and you're like assembling one thing and then it goes to the next assembly, blah, blah, blah. That's Taylorism, essentially explained. The gig economy. The gig economy is what we're living in right now because everyone is, well, not everyone, most people are doing jobs that are like freelance or like just like more short-term based, like Uber Eats, Airbnb. There's no need for like such large contracts and jobs and things like that. But comes with new that comes with new like to some people that's good and to some people that's bad. For example, taxi drivers, Uber is bad for them because it got them out of jobs. But for someone that is new to the country and only has a car to their name, that's good for them because they can do Uber and get money. Y'all know? The gig economy, because we're all getting gigs. Thanks for inviting your fans to this broadcast. Love you. Guys, friends, we're 5 likes away from 3,000, y'all. Right, I have a damaged pelvis. Are you okay? Micro labor, that one's pretty effed up. So sites like Amazon and things like that, they have websites where people can sign up and get jobs that big corporations send their way. They're normally like fill out surveys or things like that. They pay these people like 10 cents per survey, 5 cents per survey. They don't have any labor laws. It's just like they get paid in small amounts, and sometimes it's like online credit or gift cards. And yeah, that's essentially what they do. Very annoying. I 100% agree. I have seen some tweets that you have tweeted and you have called out all the white people before running out of space to type the rest. Yeah, I like to call out people. Fun fact, I might be in a panel and playlist where it's talking about speaking out because I do speak out a lot on things that I don't like. Hi, used to watch it. Hey Israel, what's up? I'm currently studying for a test, so I'm kind of like doing like a little class moment. Ursula Hughes thought that there was choice exists for jobs and things like that only when the genuine alternatives to choose from exist. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't get why people are going to like online to get jobs. Well, it's like it's not a choice when there's no jobs available to pick from, you know? Yeah, I don't mean all white people. I don't hate all white people. I just hate white, uneducated, racist people that don't use their privilege for good. Thank you, Manny. I love you so much. You're amazing. You're number 1 fan. Thank you, Manny. Just like when I call out straights, I don't mean all straights. Thank you, Manny. You're amazing. Kelly, you're amazing. Shit. you, Kels. Kelly! Maddie! Who was number 3? Yes! I love you all. Y'all are amazing. Okay, where were we? So yeah, Ursula Hughes says that there is only choice when genuine alternatives exist to choose from, and also talks about the new winners, losers that I think that I just talked about. Aspirational labor, essentially what a lot of people are doing in the same field that I'm currently on. It's working voluntarily in hopes that your aspirations can become, or hobbies can become, a revenue stream. So yeah, but the thing with this is that a lot of companies and things that come to you and ask you to work for exposure or for like a $25 gift card when they don't really appreciate all the work that you have put on in your hobbies and aspirations. Kind of messed up. Essentially, capitalism. Capitalism is the is the blame for it all. Anyways, so yeah, that was labor. Did we get everything? I think so. Commercial content, micro labor, human intelligence, tax. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to performativity. Y'all, performativity in the new media. So we have some terms that we're going to talk about. Self-policing. Does anyone know what self-policing means? By Heart of Fiole, love you. Self-policing. I don't want to read it, but I'm going to try to not read it. Self-policing. Oh yeah. Self-policing is when you control yourself with the fear of being watched. So you're controlling how you act because you think somebody's watching you. Self-control behavior, fear of being watched. Yes, bitch, I got it right. So yeah, self-policing is like essentially what we're all doing 24/7. If you go to the mall, you're like, oh, I'm not going to steal this. Oh, I'm not going to scratch my ass because somebody's watching me. There's cameras everywhere. If you're at home sitting in your bedroom, you're like, oh, I'm not going to do this because the FBI agent might be watching me, you know? That's self-policing. And that all comes from the panopticon. The panopticon was a jail. I don't know where it was, but it was a jail that essentially there was a huge tower in the middle, and then all the jail cells were like around it. So the officer could watch any jail cell at any time, but they wouldn't know when they were being watched. So that just created that just made that the people in the jail cells, the prisoners, like controlled themselves because they were like, oh, what if I'm being watched right now? So that's where it comes from, the panoptic. And that's called the panopticism, which means minds controlling minds. There's no need for brutal force. It's just minds controlling minds. We live in a panoptic society, and that's period. We live in a Big Brother house. Seriously, bitch. Thanks for working out, Roxanne. I love you so much. Yeah, your nickname is really hard to pronounce, y'all. Thank you, Israel. The avatar of me is how we all think, it's the persona that we create online based on who we think we are. Yeah, our virtual subjectivity. Smartphones as symptoms of alienation. So a lot of us use our phones as like a temporary fix to like being alone or like dealing with things. So like, let's say you're in the bus in an awkward situation, you pull your phone out to like, oh, I'm gonna pretend that I'm on my phone, but in reality it's just like a momentary solution, you know. It's an escape. The momentary solution is an escape from reality. Shit. Okay, and at the same time it makes us be more alone because instead of just like talking to the person next to you or like making conversation with that awkward student next to you, you're on your phone. Interpolation. The next term is interpolation, y'all. And this term means how we grew up hearing ideas, hearing things around us, and like hearing statements, and society keeps telling us things, and then we take these ideas as our own and make them part of our identity. But in reality, they're not our own ideas, they're just society's ideas. Was that right? Yeah. So essentially, we encounter cultural values and internalize them as our own as our own values. So that explains. One sec, I'll tell you your question in a second. That explains why when babies are born, and then everyone's like, oh, "You're such a good boy. It's a boy. Oh my God, you're so manly. Yeah, don't cry. Ooh, a lady killer. Blah 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 blah. Yes." So and then all those ideas get ingrained into this little boy's mind, and he thinks that he's supposed to act a certain way because that's what society's been telling him all this time. But in reality, that's not who he is. That's just who society shaped him to be. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between and outside, is interpolation. And that's on period. What was your question, Amaku Pavocado? Taking questions before the next term. Now I'm patient in lecture notes. I'm doing good with my note taking. Yes, you're doing great. How long is this class? I only have a few more terms here and then 2 more main topics. So we're almost done, class. Subjectivity. Subjectivity is how we position ourselves in a society. So how we perceive our personas, ourselves, who we think we are. The protein self talks about how we're all fluid and how we're constantly changing and we're constantly grabbing more ideas and more values from who we surround ourselves with. So in reality, our interpolation is constantly changing because we are constantly evolving and changing our surroundings. Oh shit, that's the protein self. Performativity and familiarity is, I don't know this one. So performativity is essentially, like the repetition of ideas from society that makes us perform a certain way. So I don't know if I got that right in my reading response, but performativity is everyone saying, "Oh, girls are supposed to act this way. Girls are supposed to act this way." So girls perform as feminine because that's what society has been telling them to do. When in reality, it doesn't matter, bitch. You can do whatever you want. And that's on performativity. Any questions? I still haven't received a comment or a heart on my Instagram and stuff like this. Oh my God, what? I'm so sorry, bitch. What's your username? Okay, now we're moving on to the 2 hard ones that I don't understand. Technique in new media. Okay. John Alou says that technique integrates machines into society. See, that one's hard. I have to reread that one. Okay, there's 4 aspects of technique. What are they? Self-augmentation, self-directing, monoism, and standardization. Did I get it right? Oh shit, bitch! I did! Okay. Self-directing is machines that direct themselves, that are like technology that directs itself, and it doesn't really need any other human interaction for it to work. For example, virtual reality. That's a technique for technology that's self-directing. Virtual reality, because you don't need human interaction. Younow would not be self-directing because you require human interaction, because I require your interaction, you require my interaction. Okay. Self-augmenting technique is technology that evolves itself and creates its own solutions, but by creating its own solutions, it creates its own problems. Monism, I might have forgotten what monism is, so I don't want to read it. Monism. Monism is when you gather all these techniques and put them together. One technical, all tech aspects present always. One technical orientation that those automatic help again bringing it into all aspects of thinking. Yeah, essentially with more words. You will have a quiz after this. I'm kidding. Bye, Cupcake. Love you. Standardization is creates monoculture. Diversity and variety, like as technique, creates monoculture. Oh, standardization is essentially how there's a lack of diversity and variety as technique creates. I don't understand that one. We're gonna skip it. Technology related for technique. Okay, so that one we still have to work on that one later today, don't we? And the last one. Yes, the last one is technological politics. Technological politics. Okay. So technology can be inherently political or it can be used for social relations. Younow is being used for social relations, but it could also be inherently political if you choose to make it political, because all technology can be inherently political if you choose to make it political, Additionally, one sec, where were we? So Langdon Winner talks about whether artifacts have politics or not, or do they not have politics, So, where was this example? I'm trying to look for this example. Because sometimes artifacts can affect social relations. Yeah, used as social relations. So sometimes artifacts can be used can affect social relations. I read your comment, heart of the way. Don't worry. So for example, a long time ago, there was this guy that built bridges all around town, which impeded buses to get through and go to the beach. So, conveniently for this guy, these bridges that blocked the access from the beach blocked the buses that came from all of the poor people's places. So the beach was reserved for only the white rich people that could go there in their cars, not in buses. So that's how something like a bridge, can affect social relations and be political, because this racist ass guy decided to do bridges and block the access to everyone that takes the bus, which is poor people. Like in that time, not right now. In that time, because like in that time, not everyone could afford a car. A car was really expensive. That's what I'm saying. I take the bus. I'm not calling anyone poor. So yeah, that's how technology can be utilized for social relations. I'm going to read a story, so when you see the news, it comes out, everyone except to my account. You're going to need the news? What? Winner wanted a democratic community. Avoid tech that promotes ideology. Hi, babe. I'm doing class. I'm in class right now. Democratic. Okay, we're gonna skip that one right now. The bridge, I just talked about that one. Social relations, I talked about that. Okay, I think we're good for today's class. Because I have to go through these ones again. They're not in order. What? Why are they not in order? Like they're in their own little packages. Do you need them in order? I asked you to keep them in order. Well, I know the order, love. I know the order. The uncle's mad because I moved them.
I'm not mad. I asked you to keep them in order, and you didn't keep them in order.
They are in order. Technological points. Technique.
Yeah, but they're not in the order I put them in.
Right. Oh. Oh, I didn't know that order you meant.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
Dion goes to the back of the gym.
So, hold on a sec. Holy fuck.
Oh. Are we gonna go out?
To the movie?
Yeah. Thank you, Amanita. Love you. You're the best. Amanita has replaced Maddie. I'm down if you want. What time should we leave? Right now?
No, we can leave it.
And what time is the movie? Thank you! Y'all! 1 second. Thank you so much, Kelly. Number 1. You the best. God of War Katuros. God. I love you.
I love you.
God of War Katuros. Love you. Oh, and wait, what? Oh. 1 second, y'all. Kelly. Love you, Kelly. Brenda. Love you, Brenda. And God of War Katuros. You the best. That one's not the vegan one.
Where is it?
The vegan one is behind the other vegan one. We bought this protein. Well, I bought it accidentally because I didn't read that it wasn't vegan, and I had it. Tasted like ass, y'all. Don't. If y'all want workout protein, get the vegan one because it tastes way better. And that's on period. Jesus Christ, though. Anyways, yeah. So I'm going to be on for like a few more minutes and then going to go finish studying. Thank you, Amanita. Love you. Sorry to ruin the mind, but I'm really sure and I have to put it down. Oh my god. Ash, I'm so sorry. Love you, queen. Amanita! Yo! Oh my god, I almost fell. Thank you, bitch! Thank you! Anita! Kelly!
Moki, what do you mean?
That's a hard. But I already took all my notes, same game as. Now I have to change them, or is Dion giving a lecture notes as well? Are you giving lecture notes, Dion? Go?
What do you mean?
Because I was giving lecture notes.
Oh, no.
There was such an update. Isn't this such an update? Upgrade, y'all? Look at that. You can actually read what I wrote. Wow, we have to stand. We have to stand. Okay, wait, now I can't close this box. Okay, I closed it. Anyways, how is everyone doing today? Hope my lips are so dry. Do you have chopstick? Mocha, what do you want? What do you want? Mocha, what do you want? Thanks for the likes, Chrisley Kim. Love you. Thank you, Jamie Chan. I love you. Currently have the flu. You have the flu? Are you okay? Go to the doctor. Oh my god. I don't want to get sick anytime soon, so I'm gonna reject getting sick from my aura. Just got good news. Oh my god, yay! That's good. I was so sad. Is he okay? Is your dog okay though? Oh my god. For now, yeah, that's good. I'm glad your dog's okay. I've never had to put down a dog. No, that's a lie. I was in school where my mom had to put him down. It was pretty sad. Anyways, change topic. I gotta go. Love you. Bye. Bye. Love you. My ex out who I like, and she told him. That's so rude. They outed who you like. Hi, however, I returned. Hi. I'm leaving in like 2 minutes to finish studying. Thanks for capturing a moment, Benny. Love you. You are the best. Oh, we're fourth and guys. Yay! Y'all, is anyone from here going to Playlist Live? Because I'm going. I'm so excited, y'all. I want to. Love you, Sebb. You like me? I love you. Wish I was going. I know. Wish y'all were going.
Oh, my neck.
Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
What did you work out?
Just my legs and did some stretches.
Oh. Did it hurt your neck?
Yeah.
There will be new videos later this week. Not right now because we have a midterm to get ready for. My neck, my back, like my anyways, friends, thanks for attending class today. Hope y'all learned something fun. Let me know if you have any questions on the topics. Love you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great start of the week. Y'all are amazing. Go check out all of my links. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Our merch store, rootsupply.com. Check out our OnlyFans, Seb and Dion. Check out our Patreon, Sebastian. Love you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. Bye, lover. Thank you, Anita, for being the number one fan. I love you so much. You're amazing.